Okay, guys, so I am starting off with this Clinique Moisture Surge just to really, really moisturize her skin. She does get a little oily and she has um, a little bit of pores, and so that is her main concern. So, depending on what your concern is, I still always, always, always recommend you moisturize your skin. Now, the moisturizer you use is going to depend on your skin type. If you have oily skin, you're going to want to stay away from an oil-based moisturizer. You're going to want to use something that's more of a gel, and sometimes even moisturizers that are the consistency of lotion are not good for you. If you have dry skin, I recommend more of an oily based moisturizer. And now I'm going in with an eye cream. This one's by Keihls. It's a vitamin C eye cream, and I love, love, love this eye cream. For some reason, it even fills in the fine lines. I don't know. It is just such a good eye cream. And then I go in with the facial spray. Like I said, this is not my favorite facial spray. It's just the one that I have right now. The one that I usually use is sold out, and I'm just waiting for it to come back into stock. So I go in and I'm pressing all that skincare into her skin with a dry beauty blender once again. Actually, I sprayed this beauty blender with the facial spray. If I'm going to spray my beauty blender, I'm only going to use a facial spray. I am not ever going to use water. It just breaks down a lot of different products because some products do not mix well with water. And then I let that sit for a while, at least 3 minutes. I let that really, really, really like soak into her skin. And then I went in and primed with that Too Faced primer just to like fill in her pores. Now I'm going to start color correcting her skin. I'm going to do this step before concealing and foundation. So this way I will not have to use so much coverage. This is the magic of why I only use one pump of foundation, because I really take my time correcting her skin. All of like the discoloration, or if there's like a dark spot, you don't need coverage for a color problem. You just need to correct that color. And then once you go on top with your foundation, it just magically disappears because it's not about coverage. When you add more and more layers of foundation, your skin is going to look cakey. So, you'll see right now the difference in her eyes of one eye being color corrected and the other eye isn't. I'm using a pink color corrector. The color corrector palette that I'm using is a Graftobian color correcting palette. You don't need all of these colors. For whatever your concern is, that's the color corrector you're going to use. If you have pinkness, you're going to use a green color corrector. If you have brown discoloration, you're going to want to use orange or pink color corrector. So that's what um, the color corrector single that you're going to get. But unless you want this palette, it's actually not even expensive. It's probably like 20 something dollars. And then I'm going in with this flat foundation brush that I got on Amazon. It was actually in a set of a few and it was only like $10. It's actually not bad. It's a good brush. And I'm going in with the YSL foundation. Um I used one pump only because that's my rule. I let that color corrector um sit on the skin for a little bit so it won't move. And then I'm going in with the foundation, just one pump. And I'm going all over. And what I do, instead of rubbing it, I really press the foundation in like if it's a beauty blender. Like I bounce it onto the skin. And here I am going with the beauty blender again. It has the skincare in it and it has the facial spray on it. And I'm just pressing that foundation into her skin once again. Because I use so many products, I really want them deep into the skin so that I don't have cakiness. And then I'm going in with this Kevyn Aucoin concealer. I don't recommend this concealer. This concealer took me years to learn how to use. It's such a good concealer, but it is tricky. And if you don't lay it on top of the right products, it's not going to work. It's really good coverage, but that concealer it's scary. So going in with the facial spray again, and I'm going to press the foundation, the concealer into her skin with the brush. So I'm not losing any coverage. I just want that facial spray deep into the skin. I really work all of these products really, really deep in so that at my end result is like a skin-like finish. Because you know what? It's so much more important for your makeup to look good in person than it is for it to look good on Instagram. That's just my perspective. And now I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I'm going to press that all over her face with a huge powder brush. This is a big brush, and it makes things so much quicker. And I'm not doing this for coverage. I'm just doing it so that that foundation and all the concealers won't be so sticky. The reason why I'm not doing this for coverage is because I still have to go in with my translucent powder, my bronzer, my blush, my highlight. So we don't need that much coverage at the end. And then your eyeshadow, your brows, your lips. It's too much when you wear so much face product. Okay, so now I am going to go in with translucent powder. Actually, no, I'm going to take away the little bit of creasing that's under her eyes. The reason why this happened is because I didn't let the concealer sit for long because I was this was our fourth time filming this tutorial because I kept forgetting to press record. So I didn't let the concealer sit long enough. But if you let your concealer sit long enough, you do not have creasing problems. So now I'm just going to blend that concealer in one more time with a brush. I know a lot of people like to use a beauty blender for this, a wet beauty blender. I used to do it too, but honestly, that just soaks up so much product and it's just wasting your product, and that's why I don't do it anymore. Yes, it's nice, but I don't want to waste product that much. So now I'm going in with my translucent powder and I'm going to bake her under eyes. And anywhere her smile lines, and then I'm just going to press in a little bit all over the face. Just because she gets a little oily, so we really want to control that oil up front in the forefront before and then not have to deal with it throughout the day as much. I know sometimes you do still get oily no matter what products you use, and if that's the case, I never recommend touching up with makeup. I recommend just using a napkin to press that into your skin and soaking up the oil, just like an oil absorption. I always recommend the Starbucks napkins to my clients because they are such good oil absorbing sheets. And this is her skin complete. That is how I do my flawless base on everyone. The only thing that I change up is the way I prep the skin for your skin type. And look at that glow.